Congrats, you're pre-approved for $244,000. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button as well as smash the subscribe button. So for today's video, I have some firsthand data points to share with you guys. So earlier today, I'm doing research like I normally do on Crunchbase, and again, came across CarPutty. I've done several videos already. And so I said, let me just scroll down to the bottom and see if Maryland actually has opened up. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I'm based out of Maryland, and for the longest time, it wasn't available. But then when I look right here, Maryland is one of the latest states that actually now can use CarPutty. So for those who don't know what CarPutty is pretty much, instead of you getting a loan to go buy a car every single time, they pretty much just created a one-time application where you could apply for what's called a CarPutty Flex Line. This is a revolving line of credit, and this makes so much sense because it reduces the need for you to keep applying for new auto loans. And so they pretty much just took the revolving line of credit concept and used it for auto vehicle loans. So this is an absolute game changer. Now, in terms of the data points that you should be mindful of when applying for the Flex Line. So of course you have to check to see if it is available in your state, but you're going to need a credit history of at least 2 years and preferably a credit score of a 680 or higher. They'll also be looking at your income versus your debt. So making sure that you have sufficient income to cover existing debts plus whatever line of credit that you might get approved for with the CarPutty Flex Line. And they want to see a stellar payment history between 12 to 24 months of on-time payments. All right, so basically how CarPutty works is essentially a line of credit. Instead of opening up an auto loan every time you apply for a vehicle financing, what you can do is get what's called the Flex Line. So this is a revolving line of credit where you just put your cars on the line of credit, and once you repay the line of credit, more credit becomes available, and so you could purchase multiple different vehicles. So to get started, all you got to do is hit this apply for line. Now right here it asks who will be applying for this Flex Line. So just me. So this is going to be for personal. Now one of the biggest game changers is that you can apply as a business. So right here it says I'm applying for a business or LLC, and it says the CarPutty Flex Line is ideal for individuals and businesses with good to excellent credit. So this is an absolute game changer right here. So on the next page it asks, are you a Turo host? Please note we only allow business applications from verified Turo hosts at this time. So once you're verified as a host on Turo, you can actually apply for a line of credit through CarPutty and be able to purchase business vehicles using your CarPutty line of credit and then put those vehicles on Turo. So since I'm not into Turo, I'm just going to select no, I'm not a Turo host. So it says Flex Line for Business is currently only available for qualified Turo hosts. We plan to introduce Flex Lines for other business types in the future. You can still apply for a personal Flex Line. So the way it looks is that they're only offering the business Flex Line for verified Turo hosts. As it says right here, we do plan to introduce Flex Lines for other business types in the future. All right, so I'm going to go back to the beginning of the application and just go for the personal. So I'm just going to select just me. Right here it asks, what are you looking to do? Buy a new or used vehicle, refinance my current auto loan, buy out a lease on my vehicle, or get a valuation for my vehicle. Now, just for illustration purposes, let's just select buy a new or used vehicle. Now it asks, when are you looking to purchase? So let's just go now. Right here, you're going to enter in your email. Next, you're going to enter in your phone number. So now it says we need to check your credit with a soft pull. This won't affect your credit score. Now, in order for them to do a soft pull of your credit, they will need your social security number as well as your date of birth. Right down here, it says CarPutty considers multiple factors when approving an application. And while a credit score of 680 or higher is favorable, it is not a guarantee of getting approved for Flex Line. All right. So after entering your information, you're just going to hit securely check my score. So it says, congrats, your score meets our requirements. You could qualify from anywhere from 25,000 to $250,000 for those low rates of 7.06% to 10.56%. Let's check and see what your pre-approval amount is. So just click this button to see what the pre-approved amount is. Let's get you pre-approved. We need to verify your income and employment. We're looking at debts such as existing loans, housing payments, or other monthly recurring payments in ratio to your income. Be sure to include all your income sources in the next steps. We use Plaid to connect to your bank account. Your base rate won't change. You'll only do this once and they don't sell your data. So CarPutty uses Plaid to connect to your accounts. Right here, you're going to search for your banking institution. All right, so it says share this information with CarPutty. So we retrieve following information from your payroll provider: account and balance information, contact details, pay stub info from payroll provider, W-2 info from payroll provider. Now it says let's identify and review your income sources. All right, so it says connection successful. You can add another income source if you have one. Otherwise, you could just click next step. So immediately after applying, I got this message: we've received your application. Thank you for your interest in CarPutty. This email is to inform you that your application is currently under review by the team. So this wasn't an instant approval. Due to the large number of applications we're experiencing longer than normal processing times, you will receive a decision or update as soon as possible. Then about 3 hours later, I get this email: CarPutty line of credit approval, just dropping you a line. So we have great news. You've been approved for $244,000 line of credit with CarPutty. All right, so when I log into my CarPutty dashboard, I just go up here to continue application. And voila, congrats, you're pre-approved for $244,000 at 8.06%. Now, this was an absolute surprise. I was not expecting to get approved for such a high limit. Now, it did say in the pre-approval process that you could get anywhere between $25,000 to $250,000, but I wound up getting approved for $244,000, which is almost, close to the 250. Now, some important data points that you want to consider, right? So they are looking for a minimum of, let's say, a 680 credit score. But one thing you also have to keep in mind is that they do income verification through Plaid. So pretty much what they do, you link your bank account and then they actually analyze the transactions, so the deposits, and they're able to actually identify which types of deposits actually account for your income. So if you don't have, let's say, a job where you're getting your income deposited into your personal checking account, what you want to do, let's say for those self-employed entrepreneurs out there, if you're not paying yourself, you definitely want to be able to pay yourself using a payroll provider like ADP, linked down in the description. And this actually comes into play because they're going to be actually analyzing using artificial intelligence to see, okay, what types of transactions count as income, and they could actually verify and identify what types of transactions in your bank account are actual, let's say, direct deposits from your job or from a payroll system. Now, I just wanted to highlight that because it's not just exclusively about having the credit score. You're also going to need the income verification or the proof of income. Now, overall, man, I think CarPutty is an absolute game changer. I won't be surprised if this company is worth, a couple $100 billion at some point, because they're really revolutionizing the way that you go about purchasing cars, right? And so if you just have a revolving line of credit, you could basically just walk into the dealership, purchase the car up to your available line of credit. It creates a seamless process. And so I'm a huge fan of CarPutty. Hopefully this becomes available in all 50 states soon, but I am happy to share for all of my folks here in the DMV area, Maryland. It's been available in Virginia as well as DC. So the DMV is covered for now. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Let me know your comments and questions down below. And until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.